La
high-powered searchlight
Resistencia,
suddenly cut
the
through
hidden
the rain,
cell.
blinding
The
them
battle
with
for
harsh,
America
white glare.
begins.
Federal authorities. Drop your weapons and put your hands on your heads, a megaphone boomed across the yard. Sirens wailed instantly, the red and blue lights reflecting off the wet gravel like a nightmare. Run! Marcus screamed, drawing his weapon, but the perimeter was already sealed. Lucia scrambled backward into the shadows of a transformer unit, her heart pounding against her ribs like a trapped bird. Through the steel grating, she watched in horror as tactical teams. Chapter 4: The Crucible of Rage swarmed the enclosure. Marcus and 3 other core members of their cell were slammed into the wet gravel, their faces pressed into the mud as heavy zip ties were secured around their wrists. They had been caught. Because of her hesitation, 4 of their people were being hauled away as branded terrorists, and the net around La Resistencia was officially tightening to a stranglehold. Chapter 4: The Crucible of Rage. The warehouse was dead silent, save for the hum of a failing fluorescent tube overhead. The air was thick with the bitter scent of unwashed bodies, stale tobacco, and the ozone tang of fear. Lucia sat on a rusted metal folding chair in the center of the concrete floor. Her wrists weren't tied, but the circle of remaining cell members surrounding her made it clear she was a prisoner just the same. 4 of our people, Carlos hissed, stepping into the dim light. His knuckles were raw, his eyes dark with betrayal. Marcus, Elena, Tomas, Mateo. All jammed into federal holding cells because you couldn't clip a wire. You froze, Lucia. You gave them to the state. I couldn't do it, Lucia whispered, her head hanging so low her dark hair shielded her face. Her voice was cracked, completely drained of the technical confidence she once possessed. If that substation blew, the hospital grid would have gone dark. More civilian casualties. More names for our tally. When does the body count stop being a statistic to us, Carlos? When do we stop killing to prove we're alive? They are going to be tortured, you fool. Carlos screamed, lunging forward. They aren't going to a standard prison. They're being processed under wartime tier mandates. They'll disappear. Several members drew their weapons, the sharp, mechanical clack of pistol slides chambering rounds echoing through the hollow space. The group's collective conscience had completely frayed. The closer the authorities came to finding them, the more their panic demanded a blood sacrifice to ensure survival. Stand down, Javier's voice cut through the cavernous room like a razor blade. He walked out of the darkened back office, his boots striking the concrete with a slow, deliberate cadence. He looked at the drawn weapons, then down at Lucia's trembling frame. She broke protocol, Carlos argued, his gun hand lowering but still tense. She's a security liability, Javier. The rules of the cell are clear. If someone compromises the security of the group, they are dealt with permanently.
La
Javier didn't
Resistencia,
answer
the
immediately.
hidden cell.
He
The
looked
battle
at
for
Lucia,
America
analyzing
begins.
the profound guilt that had paralyzed her hands at the substation. He recognized the same rot that had taken Camila's sanity and driven Diego to a bullet in the dark. If he executed Lucia, he wouldn't cure the disease. He would only prove to the rest of the cell that they were becoming the very butchers they hated. He needed to cure the guilt entirely.